Welcome to Temple Israel for this unbelievably special event, this amazing sisterhood program for members. And I just wanted to take a minute before the program starts to welcome you all here for this event, but also to share with you how unbelievable sisterhood is to me personally, to this congregation, to tell you that as the youth rabbi here and working with all of my friends across the country, around the world, doing the work that we do here, nobody has a sisterhood like Temple Israel. No one's sisterhood is as unbelievable, as warm, as kind, as philanthropic, as thoughtful and dedicated as this place's sisterhood. And you guys are celebrating 75 incredible years, which is such a milestone. But to have such an amazing group of women who is constantly supportive of everything going on, from the preschool to the youth department to new building projects to the gift shop, having your hands and your hearts in every single piece of this place is so special for us here at Temple. We know what a gift it is to have you all here, and we are so excited to celebrate 75 wonderful years with you. So without further ado, I know you're all very excited for this program, but before, please check out this film.
Sisterhood is really the essence of what Temple Israel is. It's a group of women who are strong, who support each other, who empower each other, who raise each other up to make a better and stronger community. And without sisterhood, we wouldn't be the Temple that we are.
Sisterhood is indispensable to Temple. It's not just because they have great programming, educational programming, entertainment, throw great parties and dinners. Sisterhood is the backbone of Temple Israel. There is so much around this building, just in terms of bricks and mortar, that would not be here without sisterhood.
Sisterhood is so important to this congregation because the women of sisterhood are the leaders of the temple. They are the most engaged, the most passionate, the most caring, the most involved, and they really are an example to everybody else as to how to be an engaged, active member of the community.
My favorite sisterhood programs that I've been a part of was the first Passover Freedom Seder that I worked on with Rabbi Marla and a committee of incredibly dynamic, passionate women. And we wrote a Haggadah and we led a Seder that was a really meaningful experience.
When I first came to Temple Israel, Sisterhood provided, as I mentioned, the leadership for this congregation. I honestly do not believe that without our Temple Israel Sisterhood for these past 75 years, that we would be the temple that we are today.
I was talking to a student, and the student was talking to the guard at Temple and said, "My father is the biggest donor to this building." And he was really being nasty to the guard. And one of the teachers called me over and said, "Can you say something?" I said, "Yes." I said, "What did you just say?" She said, "Well, my father is the biggest donor to this building." I said, "Sorry, no, Sisterhood is." And that was the end of the conversation.
We're all working for the same goal, which is to try to get more things to Temple, to try to get the word out to younger women to maintain their Judaism. And I think that it's very important that our daughters and daughter-in-laws and children don't forget who they are in the future, and I think it's always been that way.
I think if you look around, we have our fingers and our fingerprints on so many things, from help to the ECC. The religious school relies on Sisterhood. The programming that we provide, the funds that we provide, I think we're a very integral part of what makes Temple the kind of fabulous place it is.
Sisterhood, and if you look at our Sisterhood logo, because Sisterhood is the heart of Temple.
I think we've got a nice group of women. I think Sisterhood has rejuvenated itself since when I was president, and I'm excited to see Sisterhood moving forward as strong and successful as it is.
We have such wonderful support here, and our past presidents are not women who go away. We stay, we're involved. And from what I'm learning, that's unusual in many, many instances.
I mean, I can't even list everything because I don't really know exactly, you know, but we've given a lot to the building. We've given so much to youth. We've given, you know, like, we never say no, let's put it that way.
I think that we've accomplished a lot as a sisterhood. I think we have learned from going to some of the biennials and bringing back some of the things that we've learned at biennial.
I think the future is as wide and as bright as anyone might be able to imagine, and there are no limitations except that our imagination would hold us back. So
one of the really fun things was with a 92-year-old friend of mine, and I put my purse down next to her and came back to sit with her, and on the other side of her was her friend who was also around that age. The original friend said, "Do you know who you're sitting next to? This is Wendy Kohlenberg, Sisterhood President of Temple Israel. You belong to Temple, don't you?" She said, "Yes." She goes, "Are you a Sisterhood member?" She said, "Actually, I'm not." She said, "Well, you should be." And I said, "No pressure. You know, if you want to join and you need a ride or something, just let me know." And that was Friday. And on Monday in the Sisterhood mailbox was her check and the form. And it blew me away because I really didn't think she would do it, nor did she need to.
There is no question that Temple and Sisterhood seem to be on the cutting edge of whatever is going on. And right now, I think our use of social media, our new strategies for marketing, even being able to live stream events, it's a different world, and we're all adapting to that. Happy 75th birthday, Sisterhood.
I would be most happy to wish them a happy 75th. The nicest thing is friends and relationships I gathered all those many years.
I
very happy 75th birthday.
I wish Sisterhood a very happy and healthy 75th birthday.
Happy birthday, Sisterhood. 75. I'm there next year, so I'm right there with you.
Happy 75th birthday, Sisterhood. Love you, and I love being part of this.
Happy 75th birthday, Sisterhood, and so glad that I was able to be a part of it.
Mazel tov, Susan. Mazel tov, Sisterhood. Happy birthday.
Oh my God, yes, I wish him at least 75 more years of moving forward and giving back.
Happy birthday, Sisterhood!
Wasn't that amazing? Oh my God. I'm off the clouds. Oh, and I got to talk to you all. Okay, well, let me just sort of jump ahead. I want to thank Lynn Appel for her help. She was our Barbara Walters behind the scenes of that video, so thank you, Lynn. And let me introduce myself. If you don't know me, I'm Susan Singer. I'm the current Sisterhood president, and I am just so honored to be here for Sisterhood, past, present, and future, and to be here with all of you. I had some remarks, but I just want to start out by saying, of course, we all woke up this morning to some terrible news. And I sort of felt guilty. Like, how was I going to come up here and celebrate and be happy? And I thought about it a little bit in the shower, and I realized that this is God's plan for us, to remind us how important it is to celebrate these terrific milestones and these moments, and that He brought us together tonight with Rebecca for a reason, so we could remember that, and we could all learn that lesson or be reminded of that lesson again. So I'm glad we're all here together. Now, we're going to let Rebecca handle the past in just a few minutes. So I'll start with the present, okay? An evening like this, it does not come together easily. It takes a village, and we certainly had a village. I think we also had a few angels helping us, just so you know. And we're very grateful to them as well. I would like to thank our immediate past president, Wendy Kohlenberg. She is a constant source of support. She does anything needed, and she actually was the one who connected us to Carolyn Krieger-Cohn. We're so happy you're here, and thank you, Carolyn. I'd also like to thank a very special thank you to our membership secretary, Michelle Silber, and our reservations chair extraordinaire and past president, Julie Stern, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. These women had no clue when I asked them to take these jobs, we would be throwing a gigantic party like this. So they were real troopers, and they had great attitudes, so thank you both. I also want to thank Sari Rowland and Linda Shear, our vice presidents of programming. They brought all of this together, and we're very appreciative. And of course, I have to thank the very best Temple staff and crew around, because without them, none of this would have happened. But it did. And here we are. And as I'm trying to be present here, I'm felling, but I'm here with all of you celebrating 75 years of making this world a better place. It's an incredible milestone for any organization. So I'd like to take a moment and recognize and thank some of those amazing women that we saw in our video, our past presidents. For 75 years, we have been blessed with strong, smart, and committed leadership. And we are thankful. We stand on their legacy. So could I have all the past presidents please stand for just a moment and be recognized? Don't be shy. Thank you. Well, and even more exciting is what lies ahead. Brings us to the future. We have so much fun stuff coming up. Fun is the word for the year. We are going to have a lot of fun. So it would not be a Sisterhood event if I didn't share a few announcements. So here we go. Monday, October 30th at noon, we are partnering with the Ask Luncheon series here at Temple to welcome author Maggie Anton. She has a new book out called 50 Shades of Talmud. And it's great. So it's what the rabbis had to say about you know what. And she's such a wonderful speaker, and you don't want to miss her. It's a really cute little book. It even has pictures. I won't show them. But it's got pictures. It's an easy book to read. So we hope you'll join us for that. Then on November 8th, it's time for Fashion, Fun, and Games. And we have got a great fashion show, luncheon, boutiques, we've got raffles. And this year we're teaming up with the Bottomless Toy Chest. This is a terrific organization. They provide pediatric cancer patients in our area with games and crafts and projects that are all sterilized and ready for them to use. So thank you to anyone who donated tonight. There'll be lots of other opportunities to donate. Keep your eye on your mail for your invitation. That'll be coming soon. The raffle tickets are on sale right now. They're on sale. We'll be selling them later in the evening. And we've got a great grand prize this year. Annabelle Cooks Detroit in West Bloomfield has donated a cooking demo and dinner for up to 20 people. And that is valued at over $1,200, so you got to get in on that. And then lastly, we have a great opportunity for you to have dinner with a real-life American hero. Dr. Alexander Jefferson, he's one of the last remaining Tuskegee Airmen. And he will join us Thursday, November 30th. And this is an incredible opportunity to hear him speak. And he's 96, his birthday is in November, so he'll actually be 97. I'm just saying maybe not wait. And he still has plenty to say. He's really sharp, so join us for that. So this is just a small little taste of all the fun things that we have planned for you. And I want you to know we've got lots of evening programs. We've got programs on the weekends. There's really something for everyone. And if you're interested in getting involved and you don't know exactly what that might look like, come and talk to me and I'll find you a job, I promise. So when you leave here, when we leave the sanctuary tonight, you might have noticed all those pretty bags lined up on the side here. Make sure you grab one. That is a lovely Sisterhood goodie bag, because what would a birthday party be without goodie bags, right? So in there is a handy dandy Sisterhood bookmark that's got your whole calendar of events on it. So hang on to that so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Now, I think it's quite fitting that this birthday celebration is taking place at our membership event, because, of course, our membership in all these new members is what is going to keep Sisterhood strong. So let me just, it's a little hard to see up here, but by just a show of hands, how many new members do we have here tonight? Oh, my goodness. Welcome. And how many guests? Do we have some guests here as well? All right, so lots of new faces. Well, a heartfelt welcome to each of you. You are now part of something really special. The video might have shown you a little bit of that, but it's really a special group. As you can see by looking around this room, we're a diverse group of women whose goals are to support our temple, our community, and our youth, while enriching our own lives through personal growth and friendship. It's actually our mission statement. It's not a bad mission to be part of, right? So for Sisterhood, when we think of our collective future, we think about our kids. And how can we be part of nurturing the next generation? So some of you may know that Temple is in the process of planning an expansion of our school space with the new Gottlieb classroom wing. I've seen some of the plans. It's gonna be amazing. So it is with that in mind that Sisterhood proudly announced tonight our contribution to the new education wing by funding a state-of-the-art, fully functional greenhouse, which will be called the Fruit of Our Hands Sisterhood Greenhouse. Right? Sound familiar? Books are on sale, $10, 2 for $18. So anyway, this greenhouse connected to a kitchen is going to give our youth the opportunity to experience food and learn about nutrition in a whole new way. Again, on the cutting edge, and Sisterhood is there. And now you are all part of that. Your being here today is making this possible, the future of our children. Your membership, your participation in our events is how we get this done. So thank you, thank you, thank you for joining this worthy effort. Okay, now I know many of you came tonight to see Rebecca Rosen, right? Right. But it is my hope that you're going to enjoy Rebecca Rosen and then you are going to stay for Sisterhood, because this is a group you want to be a part of. And together, there is absolutely no limit to what we can accomplish together. So we're getting there, we're getting there. Just a couple last minute reminders about what's going to happen in our immediate future, all right? After Rebecca's wonderful presentation, we will have a few quick announcements, some raffle winners, and then we are going to have everyone join us in Herman Hall for a really terrific party. We've got cake, we've got ice cream, come have a glass of wine, everything you might want in a party, and even more, you have Rebecca at the party, and she's going to be signing books. So come in, it's another chance to meet her. And okay, here's my little calming effect for all of you. Rebecca actually has another event tomorrow night. So if you don't get read here tonight, don't panic. Go and see her tomorrow night. You can look it up online. There's still some tickets available at the Berman just down the street. All right? Now, Albert Einstein said, there are two ways you can live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle, or you can live as if everything is a miracle. For me, this is a no-brainer. The reality that we are here tonight, blessed to have our special guest and her beautiful light, proves to me the later is true. Rebecca Rosen is an internationally renowned best-selling author, a teacher, inspirational speaker, and of course, spiritual medium. And we are so honored to have her with us tonight. Will you please join me in welcoming Rebecca Rosen?
Good evening, ladies, and I see a few gentlemen. You guys are brave, right? So I am so happy to be here with you, but more than that, I'm honored to be here with you. More importantly, your dead loved ones are beyond excited that you're here and that I'm here. And so, as she said, the timing of this, in my opinion, could not have been better. And that, two things. Well, the obvious is we all woke up to this horrific tragedy, right? But also, we're coming off the heels of Yom Kippur, which is a powerful time. It's a time of reflection, and it's a time to reset. And so we're going to go into, some of that in a moment. And we're going to do an audience reading for a portion of this, which, let's be honest, I know that's what you're really wanting to hear, right? I don't blame you. So I'm excited for that part as well, but I do want to share a few things with you. I want to share with you who I am, what I do, why I do what I do, and how you too can connect in to this energy. And more importantly, how you too can also be messengers of light. Okay, so I was saying it's a real honor to be here, and it is. And I've always considered Detroit to be a second home for me. A lot of you think I'm from here, but I'm not. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. However, I started my career here 20 years ago, right out of college. And I've always held Detroit as a very special place in my heart because I was vulnerable. I was coming out of college, realizing I had this ability to communicate with the dead, and yet I had an advertising degree, right? And so I moved here to West Bloomfield, and my father, right around the corner, he was over there at Aldingbrook. And I got a nanny job right across the street from Temple. And I became a nanny because I didn't know what to do, because I knew I wasn't supposed to do advertising. My dead grandmother was encouraging me to follow this path. And so out of Ginger's Coffee Connection, a lot of you, I'm sure, probably know this. Who ever came to see me at the coffee shop? Any of you? I see a few hands. So that's where this all began, right? 20 years ago. I'm in the back of Ginger's Coffee Connection, terrified, starting to play around with doing readings for people. And so, okay, so here we are almost 2 decades later, which I can't even believe. And here's what I've learned over those 2 decades. I know with certainty that there's an afterlife and that our loved ones are constantly around us, surrounding us at every moment. And they're here tonight, but they're not just here because I'm here, right? They're here all the time for you. And if you believe that and trust that, hopefully you too will tune into, if not, maybe you already have, dialed into the fact that they're with you every day, every moment. They're with us to offer us peace and comfort and guidance, but more importantly, they are with us to offer us validation. They want you to know that they're watching and that they're listening, that they are aware, fully aware of what's going on in your lives and also in this crazy world. And more importantly, they want you to believe, okay? They want you to walk away knowing and having this deep, authentic faith that this energy exists, right? When we pass away, the body dies, but the soul lives on. Energy doesn't die. It just changes form. And so the connections and the validations that I can offer you, both tonight and anytime I show up and present my work, my hope is that through the readings, it will do just that. So I just want to give you a really quick story. I could probably give you 100, but that's not why we're here. But this is a powerful story to illustrate authentic faith. I had a woman who came to me for a small group reading. If anybody's ever been to me, I do these groups of 8 people. Everybody gets a reading. And right out of the gates, a father-in-law, it was a father figure named Joe, came through. The woman raises her hand. She said, "That's my father-in-law." And I said, "Well, Joe is talking about your husband. He's alive." Yes, that was true. he doesn't believe in this, does he? And she said, that was an understatement. He not only doesn't he believe, he gave me a hard time for coming here and wasting my time and energy and money on this. And I said, okay, he didn't believe, Joe didn't believe either. And he's saying he wants his son to have a deep faith that there is a God, there is an afterlife, and that his dad loves him, is proud of him, and that he is there. This is real. So I said, all right, come on, Joe, you gotta give me something tangible, like validation she can share with her husband. And so I said, why am I seeing in my mind's eye Nordstrom's men's shoe department? Okay. Now, I was seeing the Cherry Creek Mall. I live in Denver. And across the street, I literally saw my husband and I there like a few months before. They use frame of reference. You'll see as I do the readings, it's all about playing charades in Rebecca's head. And so I saw that. I asked her. She laughed. She said, I have no clue. He hates shopping. I don't know the last time he bought shoes. I'm like, I'm certain. I know. That's what I'm seeing. Go home and ask him. Okay. So she goes home. And however she presented this to her husband, she said, you're not going to believe I know, but will you listen to this? Well, he started crying. And he went to his closet and got a bag from Nordstrom's and plopped it in front of her, and in there were a pair of shoes that he bought during our time together. He was at the exact location at the Cherry Creek Mall. So her husband, emailed me. And then he put on my Facebook page, like, you changed my world. You changed my life. I didn't believe, and now I'm a true believer. I mean, how powerful is that, right? That's authentic faith. So I know this human need for validation because I'm human, just like all of you, and I have the same down-to-earth challenges and everyday struggles that anyone else has at work, at home, and everything in between. Life can definitely be hard at times, and it can be frustrating, and sometimes it can be disappointing. And for me, it's been my faith and my connection to the other side that has gotten me through those messy moments and really allowed me to keep it real. And so I'm here tonight to assure you that these signs and what I like to call breadcrumbs from beyond are exactly how spirits communicate with us. Okay, so I'm going to share with you something that came up a few weeks ago that moves into what happened last night when I got into town, to kind of show you how signs work. So a few weeks ago, I was in Denver. I had a large audience event, and I channeled a spirit named Michaela, who was murdered, and she was young, and it turned out that it was did you guys hear about the Aurora movie theater shootings a few years ago? Of course you did. It was right down the street from my house. And so when that came through, the whole audience was silent, right? And we were tuning into this powerful, enlightened spirit, Michaela, who died, at the hands of a murderer. And she was coming through telling us to find forgiveness, and not for the act, but for the wounded soul that created that evil, okay? To find forgiveness. She was talking about to see when there's dark moments like that as a call for more love. And that darkness will always exist, but we needed to shift the focus from all the negative and dark energy into the love and light that we could bring into it. And to do our part to be the light, okay? To show up and live it each day. All right, so that was powerful. Fast forward to last night. I fly in. I'm coming off of 3 weeks with 6 kids, and my nanny quit, and it's been crazy. So I was really looking forward to my downtime for a few hours in my hotel room by myself, which I did enjoy. Well, I turned on the TV. I never turn on the TV, but I did. I was clearly guided, and I end up on Showtime. And the documentary was starting on the Aurora movie theater shootings. And I'm sitting here thinking, I didn't know they created a documentary, and wow, I had the chills. I'm like, there is still some message in this from Michaela, and I'm not clear what it is, so I watched it. Okay, so I get into bed. Probably not the best thing to watch before you go to sleep, right? I get into bed, I could not shake that dark, horrible experience and feeling I was carrying from what these people went through and the families, the survivors. And so I was guided to do a real quick 20-minute meditation. So I turned on my meditation and I did it. Pulled in the light and I sent love and light out and all that. So then I wake up and we wake up to this horrific news, another mass shooting. And so I saw that. I was supposed to film a Channel 7 piece this morning. Needless to say, that was canceled. They needed to focus on what mattered, and that was what happened. And so it gave me the opportunity to go to breakfast with Carolyn, who's the reason I'm here tonight. And so before I shared with her that experience, the hostess's name was Aurora. How many people do you know Aurora? Spelled the same way. And so I immediately knew, and I shared with Carolyn, and she validated for me. I knew that spirits wanted me to shift the focus of this talk tonight. Okay, I had a lot of different stuff I was going to go into, but to share the wisdom that Michaela passed on about being the light. And so that moves into the changing times. And signs are Spirit's way of showing us that we're not alone, and that while life may be messy, everything that happens for a reason. And it's either here to serve some personal spiritual growth reason, or sometimes it's just the collective growth of the planet. So we are in changing times, for sure, and now more than ever. We're seeing it both in the world around us, and a lot of us, I know, I've worked with a lot of people who are sharing the same experience. We're seeing a lot of it in our own personal lives, experiencing extreme shifts, major changes, challenges, uncertainties, whether it's in your health or in your relationships or in your jobs or losing a loved one. And a lot of this has really escalated since the 2012 shift. Did anybody come see me back in 2012? I did this lecture series, and this was Psychic Me, predicting that this was the beginning of huge transformation. But I did this series called Inward and Upward. And in that series, I talked about the 2012 shift. I don't know if you remember this, but December 21st of 2012, the Mayan calendar predicted the world was ending, right? Well, as we know, the world did not literally end. However, it did serve as a crossroads, the end of an old world order and the beginning of a new way of creating and being here on earth. And in both the years following 2012 and now again with the new year in front of us, our job has been, and it continues to be, to stay out of the illusion, which the illusion really comes down to thinking we are separate from each other, that we are alone, which I just talked about. We are never alone, whether that comforts you or not. Your loved ones are always watching and there. And to stay out of the material aspect of this world, right? To not define yourself by the external and the material, but to stay in love and to keep up to speed with your soul's expansion, with your higher self. And you do so by simply surrendering and just allowing things to change and shift. And how do we do that? We do that by staying connected to God. And for me, God is an energy. God is love, okay? So, however, this is it's easier said than done, right? It's very easy to get sucked in to all of the fear and all of the negativity and the drama and the suffering that we're witnessing going on around us. There are only two vibrations in the universe, and that is positive and negative. Or another way to say that is fear and love. And it's up to you whether you choose to wake up each day and choose from a place of fear or to choose from a place of love. And what the dead have told me over and over again is that life is a roller coaster of experiences, and it's all part of this human experience, and that we should be grateful to be here in a body, that we have this opportunity to wake up each morning, right? That we get to create our lives, and that we get to continue to learn in what we call this classroom of life. So my hope is that the work I do and through the connections I make tonight in this audience reading portion is that it will help to restore your own faith and hope, okay? To inspire you to choose love as you show up each day and you co-create your life's journey, and to remind you that we can all be messengers of light. We can all spread the love and light, and we do that through prayer, meditation, and by simply just choosing to be the light. Okay, so the subject, has anybody read my latest book, What the Dead Have Taught Me About Living Well? A few of you have. Okay, so the subject of that book, it's about noticing signs and learning how the other side can help shed light and perspective and give you direction in your day-to-day life. But it's ultimately about being the light. It's about being the light so that we can counterbalance all the darkness that exists. And when you wake up to all the signs that are constantly going on around us, you start to feel like you're not alone and that you're connected to something so much bigger and that you really do have what I call a team spirit waiting in the wings to help you get through your everyday life. So our departed loved ones and our guides use this, what I call a sign language. And that's how they let us know that they're around. How many of you, just by show of hands, feel like you already get your own signs? Like you're sure of it? Oh, love it. Great. So, you know, some of these signs, they're universal signs, and they will apply over your lifetime, while others may pertain to only a certain period in your life, or to a particular dead loved one. Like my dad sends me dimes and my grandmother sends me nickels, right? So you might have that as well. Setting the intention to be open to the signs, that's the best strategy for noticing them. And while signs may feel small and very easy to dismiss at first, they increase with frequency and infrequency and in size once they're acknowledged, okay? The spirits, they have limited energy, and if they think that you're oblivious and you're not gonna see them, they're gonna stop wasting their energy trying to. However, if you are grateful when you acknowledge, thank you, I got my sign, and you're excited, nothing makes them happier and more excited to expend that energy and continue to throw these breadcrumbs down to let you know they're there. Okay, so there are endless numbers of signs and how spirits choose to communicate with us. And it really, it's case by case in terms of like how they come through to you, what's meaningful to you, what your spirits know how or are able to get through. And so in my books, I would say if this interests you, look at the first book, Spirited. I have an extensive list. And then my last book, the recent one, Living Well, they go through in depth the signs. Well, I'm gonna run through these real quick, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time because I know I wanna spend the time on actually talking to your loved ones. So the 15 most common signs, angel bumps, okay? It's also called getting the chills. I call them angel bumps. So, you know, that feeling when you're talking about someone who passed away and you just get this overwhelming feeling like they're here right now, right? That's them. Animals. Animals are just like children, and they don't have a mind that tells them they're crazy, and so they're just reporting the facts. And so often you'll see your animals looking around the room and like they're tracking something flying through there, whimpering or barking at something. They're picking up most likely on either a spirit, an angel, or one of your loved ones. Children, same thing. Children are wise beyond their years, especially ages 0 through 5, whether they can't communicate and they're just looking and giggling at something in the corner, or they're telling you at they're 5 years old they're just wise beyond their years, and they're acting like your parent, right? They're being impressed in their mind with thoughts, and they're being your little messenger, most likely from a loved one on the other side. Coins. Coins are a big one. Pennies, dimes, any type of coin. And a lot of times spirits communicate the reason they send you coins, it's about security, okay? And in God we trust, to have faith and trust. Dreams. Dreams are a very common way. It's my number one way that my dead people talk to me, because it's very hard to do this sometimes for yourself because you have that mind that gets in the way. It's over analytical. But when you're sleeping and you're in a dream state, that mind is quieted, and it's much easier for a spirit to communicate messages to you. Electricity, electronics, technology, appliances, lights, all of that. Really easy for spirits to mess with all of that because it's a frequency, right? Spirit's just pure light, and their light crosses with electricity, and it's able to manipulate it. Carolyn told me this amazing story this morning at breakfast, and my stepmom is about to move, and she in her house, she has this lamp that I grew up with. I can't even believe it's still around. It's not a pretty lamp, but it is a floor lamp, and they call it the trumpet lamp. And I didn't know this, but she swears my dad communicates with her through that lamp, okay, like Morse code. Well, Carolyn was sharing with my stepmom Paula a message because she's about to move. And she said, I have a message for you from Shelley. And right then the light went off. Is that right? Right? Amazing. So they all, needless to say, were in shock and yet not. And grateful. Thank you, Shelley. Got it. You're here. So spirits will do that to let you know, I heard you. I'm in the room. Okay? So pay attention to that. Feathers. Feathers are a lot of times from your angels, your spirit guides, but absolutely can be from a deceased loved one. Formations in the sky, like rainbows, clouds that show you special shapes. Music. Music's a big one. Spirits love music. They tell me all the time. It's a high vibe. You'll oftentimes hear people who are about to cross over, they hear angels singing and choirs. And so spirits use music because it's kind of a match to their energy, that high vibration, but also it's a great way to use the lyrics of songs to communicate messages to you. Numbers are big for me. Birth dates, death dates, anniversary dates, lucky numbers, whatever it is. You might get them on license plates. You might get them on receipts. Again, it can come in a million different ways, but a lot of times spirits, for me, they use 628 all the time. It's my birthday to validate me. You are on the right track. In fact, when I got in yesterday, I was talking to my dad. I'm like, Dad, you used to pick me up from the airport. I'm like, this really sucks. You're not here. I wish you were here with me. And right then, I'm merging on to the interstate, and 628 is right in front of me, and it followed me all the way to Birmingham. And I was like, it just made me cry. That was my knowing. That was Dad saying, I am here with you. You know that. And of course I do. But they absolutely talk to us in ways that they know we'll get. Scents, perfumes, right? You smell cigarette smoke. Your mom smoked like crazy, and you smell it in your bedroom, and you don't smoke. That's a sign. Signs, literal signs, okay? Billboards, advertisements, street names, shop signs, that can be a sign. Sparks or flashes of light. So you know how a lot of you, I know, have shared with me that you'll see something move real fast out of the corner of your eye. That's a spirit or a spark. Especially if it's down low, it's usually a pet, or sometimes a little kid is over here, and angels are usually kind of higher up. So they show up. That's how I see them. I don't see bodies. I kind of wish I did. It would make it easier. But I just see light moving around the room. In fact, earlier when everyone was up here talking, there was stuff moving all in this corner over here. Okay, so synchronicities. Spirits orchestrate these miracles, or what some people call coincidence, which I don't believe in. It's synchronicities. Those are miracles orchestrated from your loved ones from beyond. And wings. Wings would be the final one I have down for you, but this is a very common one because wings are birds, hummingbirds, any type of bird, eagles, butterflies, ladybugs, an actual fly, okay? Spirits can easily manipulate these things if they want your attention. So I would encourage you to pay attention when next time that happens. Okay, so that is all I'm going to talk about with signs, because again, if you're really interested, I trust I have good information out there you can find, and a lot of other spiritual teachers do as well. So we're just going to talk about how this works, and then we're going to go straight into it. How it works. It starts with an invitation, and that simply means you telling your loved ones that you are open and available to receiving signs, to hearing from them directly, and then they'll begin bombarding you with signs, or they'll just start downloading information like they do through me, which you're going to see in a moment here. And if you're open and you have free will, so you have to give them permission, then they're going to jump on that if they have the energy to do so. So tonight, you're going to see it here through me. I'm going to show you what that looks like. However, when you walk out of here, it's going to be through you. I'm not there to do it for you, and you don't need me, and you don't need anybody else. Okay? If you truly believe in that and you open yourself up to this, it can be through you. So for me, and I think this would be for most of you, I do it through prayer and meditation. It is so cliche, you will hear every spiritual teacher say this, but it's true. It's that simple. Prayer and meditation, it opens the doorway to the other side. You set the intention by asking, which is through prayer. That's us talking to them. And then you clear out the negative mind chatter. For me, I always have this party going on in my head of mind thoughts, right? You can't get the messages from your guides and angels and departed loved ones if your mind is full, right? So we have to clear that mind chatter and then achieve this higher state, which is through meditation. So when I'm higher, so to speak, then I'm in constant communication with my team spirit on the other side. And now I want to take all of you and move into this higher state as well, and connect in with what I talked about in the very beginning, which is the light. Connect in with that love and light, the love and light of God. And I'm going to walk you through this meditation to do that, okay? And then we'll move into the audience readings. So what I would encourage you to do for this part, it's 5 minutes. I would encourage you to follow along, okay? You can get as much or as little out of this as you want. And that is completely up to you. But if you are hoping, I don't have much audience reading time tonight, just so you know. But I have a little time. And as she said, I will be at the Berman Center. It's almost sold out. If you really want to go, I think there's a handful of tickets. But you may not need to go, okay? There will be a handful of readings done here tonight. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is I don't want you walking out of here frustrated or disappointed. Even in my 2+ hours, chances are it's only a handful of people that get read because there's one of me and hundreds of you. So what I like to remind you of is your loved ones know you're sitting here right now. They know you are getting tools on how to do this for yourself. So when you leave here tonight, and especially if you don't get a direct connection, I would highly encourage you to pray and meditate. And when you go to bed, invite them in. Come in to me, talk to me, show me a sign, okay? They absolutely can and will come to you directly if you set that intention. Okay, so if you want a reading tonight, I want you, when I tell you, as I walk you through it, when I say invite them in from your heart, I want you to invite them in, not from your head. Spirits don't respond, by the way, to us talking out loud from our heads. They feel us from our heart. So I always tell people, you don't even need to talk out loud. Just think your thoughts with intention and heartfelt, and they will receive it. Okay, so then you'll have a chance to call them in. And then we'll let go and trust whoever comes through is who needs to get through tonight. You ready? Okay. So I want you to close your eyes, uncross your legs and arms. We're going to set the intention to open up to receive. If we could dim the lights, that would be great. And I want you to just, and maybe turn on the meditation music. And I want you to just focus in on your breath. A few deep inhales and exhales. So our breath is really what gets us centered and connected. So I want you, with the next deep inhale, to really set the intention to be fully present here right now. I'm sure some of you are nervous. I'm sure some of you are tired. Your mind is in other places. But for the next however long we have together, I want you to be present and trust something bigger than us brought us together. So many other things you could be doing right now, but you're not. You're here. So with that next deep inhale, imagine this warm, healing light descending down into that mind, top of your head. Just feel this light starting to soften and quiet all that mind chatter. Any negative thinking, we're asking the light, dissolve that now. And with that next breath, that energy moves from the mind down into the jaw, releasing tension or stress. And from the jaw, it's moving down into the throat and the back of the neck. Just feel that light releasing any blocks in the throat center that keep you from hearing your own divine guidance, your own inner voice. And that light moves from the throat center down into your shoulders, your upper chest, your upper back. Feel this healing light moving into your heart. And we ask that this light dissolve any sadness, pain, or grief, any heartache, whatever's going on there. We ask instead the light fill your heart with this pure positive energy of love and light and peace and fulfillment. Imagine this big radiant ball of light beaming out from your heart, sending that love and light out to all those in need. That light moves from the heart center down into your belly. Deep inhale into the pelvis. This is where we hold a lot of anxiety, tension, stress. So we're asking with each breath that light dissolves anything that disempowers you. And in place, imagine this huge glowing ball of light in the core of your being, radiating out in all directions, empowering you and reminding you of who you really are. You are a soul. You are pure light in a body. You are a spiritual being in this human experience, and you have a purpose for being here. Let that light remind you of what that purpose is and empower you. And that light moves from the belly down into the pelvis, rooting you into your space, into that seat. Trusting something bigger than you got you here. You are exactly where you need to be. You are centered, you are secure. And that light moves down your legs. Feel it moving into the tops of your thighs, into your knees, shins, and calves. Feel this light pouring down through your legs, your calves, your shins, and out through the soles of your feet. Imagine it draining out now the bottom of your feet into the earth. It's anchoring you and grounding you. And with each breath, we're asking that a huge protective bubble of light be placed around you individually and all of us collectively as a group. We're asking with each breath that bubble of light expand in all directions, getting stronger, brighter, and lighter, holding you in a space of pure, positive energy. We ask that you are protected both now in this space and when you walk out of here and into the days to come. We ask that only positive people and situations, both in this world and in spirit, be drawn to you at all times. I want you now from your heart to feel your love and appreciation for all your loved ones, family and friends in spirit, your guides, your angels. From your heart, invite them in to this space now. we invite your loved ones in. We ask that they come through me for you in divine timing, divine order. We ask those spirits and those in this room with the greatest emotional need be the ones who get the messages. We ask that we all benefit and hear the universal messages that come through for all of us. We ask that they come to you directly when you walk out of here, into your dreams, showing up as clear visitations, into your meditations, and we ask that they come into your days ahead, showing you very clear signs that they're with you. We surrender this process now. We thank them in advance for orchestrating this for the highest healing, highest truth, and highest good of all. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. How many of you could feel them? Do you feel your loved ones? Yeah, they're here, they're strong. And I have to tell you, this space is amazing, and it's especially charged. I didn't have to clear it. I usually have to go in and smudge, because we were coming off the high holidays, right? And all the prayers and this energy in here. It's really an amazing space to do an audience reading. Okay, so we can turn off the music, please, and turn up the lights, and we're gonna start. So, couple things. Here are my ground rules for doing this. I really don't have much control over this, you guys. I do the best I can. They're kind of excited, and they don't mean to be rude, but you will see your dead loved ones cut each other off, because think about it. It'd be like being out of the country for 6 months, and you get one phone call home, and you just can't get it out fast enough. And so that's how they feel. So what happens here is they bombard me all day. I've been getting names and scenarios, and none of it means anything to me. Nothing, right? I hear David. I don't know who David is, but you're gonna know. And so what I'm gonna do, I don't make things fit. If you've ever seen me, I'm really big on making sure it's for you and not making it fit. But I'm gonna throw stuff out there, and then it's up to you to claim it. You gotta tell me. It's now or never. There's no rewind. I can't go back an hour later. So we'll make sure it's for you. And then there's parallel messages. So I might be reading you, and then all of a sudden you're saying, oh my gosh, you're reading her, but that's all for me too. So they sat you where you are for a reason. Sometimes I'll have like 5 mothers who all lost their children. None of them know each other, and they're all sitting right here, right? They're trying to be efficient with their limited time and energy to get through. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. There was a lot of young ones who died, and I kept being shown this woman who's gonna come here tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm getting 5 things. Okay, so I saw a woman who lost her husband and her son. Does that apply to anybody here? Husband and a son? You? Are you the only one in this room? Well, that could be a really good sign then for you. We'll go into it. But then I saw this woman who's here with a bunch of her friends. Her child died. I think it's a boy. And she was being supported because it feels pretty recent, like in the last year or so. Does that apply to somebody? Is there a mother here who lost her child and the focus was on coming to hear from him? That's nobody? Really? That's right. I pointed to you. Did you lose your son? And did you come supporting her? Are you with any other friends, or was it just the 2 of you? Okay, we'll go into it. Okay, so I'll tell you in one moment where to get this. And then, where'd I go? Leo, does that mean anything? Do you know who Leo is? Do you know who Leo is? Okay, hold on. And Sarah. The song Sarah, Fleetwood Mac, has been in my head all day. It's a younger Sarah who passed away. Does anybody have a Sarah who would be younger child figure who passed? You do? Is that a daughter, a niece? A daughter. Interesting. Okay. There's a few of them, young ones, coming in together, and you have to remember this. For our time together, these dead people know each other, even if you're strangers. She's really animated and big personality. Do you have any idea who Leo is? Or Lou, who'd be with her? Okay, hold on. And has your father passed away? Lou's your grandfather. Your son is with his great-grandfather, Lou. Okay, so I'm going to start here, go back there, and then potentially come to the woman who lost her husband and son. Does David connect to somebody? Yes. Is David your husband? Your brother? Who? David back there? It's your brother? Okay. So let me just start here, and then we'll see. This could be a parallel, or it could be truly with you. Will you please stand up? So your son passed away, and was this really sudden with his passing? He did not suffer, and I can tell you this, he's standing here with Lou. Lou is a guide of his. He may have never met him in this lifetime, but think of him as part of the soul group. He's showing me you being here right now is synchronistic too. It's like on or around either the death date, the birth date. What is this? Do we know what September, October is?
Yes, well, October is the
Can you
month
put
my
them?
brother died.
Your brother
Yes.
passed away
Mhm.
in October?
Yes.
Okay, so you lost your brother, you lost your son, and I have David. It's your brother. Now, do you two know each other? Will you stand up, please? So both your brothers are trying to come through. Who was over-medicated? Like tons of morphine. There's a cancer connection to this.
And my mother passed away of cancer also.
Okay, I'm sure there's probably tons of cancer passings in here, unfortunately, but this is definitely with a brother. Who was on tons of medication. Where does Mike come into this? Mark's your brother.
Mike's my brother.
Mike's your brother. Is Mike your brother who passed away?
Yes.
Okay, so we have Mike, your brother, and then Mark, your brother. Okay, I know it's uncomfortable holding the microphone, but you have to. Do you want somebody else to do it for you?
No, that's okay.
Okay, you got to put it up here when I talk to you. Okay, so Mike is telling me to tell you your son is fine. And there's a suicide, and I don't know who this is. Is there a suicide connected to you? Do you have a son who died by suicide? A brother? Is there another Mike connection? I feel like there's two Mikes who passed away. Mike who died by suicide? Who is he to you? Your cousin. He's coming through. I know it's crazy, but he just popped into this. He's Mike. He died by suicide, and he's loud. And he wants me to tease you about your bad driving. Did you just have like a ticket or accident, or are you a bad driver? Yes? Okay, well, here's a shout out from Mike. He's totally fine, and he's making me feel like he didn't believe in any of this, but he sure does now. Your son wants me to tell you thank you. Oh my gosh, your son is like an earth angel. He is very strong. He came here on a mission. He didn't need to be here for a long time. He did his work and he left. The timing in which he passed was synchronistic. I don't know if he died on a birthday. When did he? 10 days after his birthday. Anytime a soul dies within a month or so of their birthday, it means I came full circle. I finished what I came here to do. He's showing me wings. He's saying feathers are a sign that he gives you directly. Has that ever come up for you? Have you wondered if feathers, birds, it's a connection to him?
Birds.
Okay. Now, he wants me to bring, is your dad passed away?
No.
Do we know who Stan is? S-T-A-N? Do you know who that is? Your grandpa Stan? With Michael? Do you guys share that grandpa? Grandpa Stan is up there, and I'm supposed to tell you, wink, wink, like they're using birds also for you or feathers. There's a parallel in that. Did you just get engaged, divorced? Why did they show me the ring? Okay, that would be why. That would be why. Do you see how they're playing charades? Point out the ring, Rebecca. Okay, so did his whose mother? Michael? That could also be part of this. If that's significant, but I'm supposed to acknowledge that as being important. I'm also supposed to bring up Nana or Nanny. Do you know who that is? That's very common. Do you know who Nani? Who is that?
Mother-in-law.
Okay, who's passed away. She's there too. I can't get them to stay. They're just excited. I'm supposed to tell you that they want you to know your son is in good hands, but ironically, it's like he's taking care of them. He's the older one. Is your dad still alive?
Yes.
What's with heart stuff?
He has a heart, yeah.
He has a heart issue. Would you mind standing up? Are you?
Her daughter.
Yeah? You're part of this?
Voice.
Will you hold this for your mom?
Of course.
Thanks. It's hard, but we can't hear you, and I know you're on the spot. So I'm supposed to tell you that Your dad, the heart stuff, that ultimately might be how he leaves one day, but he's not ready to join them. He's strong, he wants to be here, and don't worry about him. I'm supposed to talk, that might be the mother-in-law who's saying that. That's a woman who just said that. Who's Mimi or Minnie?
That was my great-grandmother.
Is Minnie?
Yeah.
She's up there. My mother's Minnie. Is Minnie too? Okay, hold on. Was she a major diabetic or chocoholic, or do you know I'm seeing chocolate-covered candies? Is that for you?
That would be me.
Do you love chocolate? Anything? Yes. Okay, so I'm still here with them, you guys, but it is a parallel. But I'm supposed to.
My dad was a diabetic too.
Okay. Grandma Minnie is one of your guides, and she's sending you chocolate. Did somebody just gift you something, chocolate-covered strawberries, cherries? Kind of random. Has that just happened for you? How?
Well, my daughter brought home chocolate.
Just recently?
Yeah. From France, and then from Mackinac Island. She was there and brought home a bunch of...
So who is talking? I think it's your brother. Who's Mark?
That's my brother.
Who's... Okay, so Mark is trying to say he sent you those chocolates.
Well, Mark is...
Who's the brother who died?
David.
David, the one we started with.
Yeah.
David sent you. The brother in spirit is saying, I sent those chocolates. Okay, it's a sign. So from here on out, he wants you to enjoy the little things in life. He's watching over that child, the one who brought you the chocolates. Now, has your father passed away? Yes. All I know is he didn't believe in any of this, and he sure does now. And he's messing. Did you guys just have flooding in the bathrooms or toilets? Why am I seeing an overflow, like, of water? There's flooding. Oh my God, somebody said bring that up tonight, and they'll know, and it's from a dad. That's not you. Is that for you? Will you stand up?
My kitchen flooded. A pipe burst in the wall. My dad passed.
And your dad passed. And did you say, I want you to mention that flooding? Did that just happen like this week?
No, maybe like 6 months ago.
I don't feel like it's it. Back there. Today. Yep. And has your dad passed away? Yes. Okay. I think you can sit. I may bounce back to you. Because I keep hearing Michael. Michael's your brother. Was Michael in a car accident?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm coming there in a second. Stand back up. So he just showed me the car accident, and he's saying it looked so much worse than it actually was. And he's saying to you, I love you. And he didn't necessarily communicate that in life, but he hopes you feel it. Hears you talking to them all the time. It's great. Michael is one of your guides. You know. And did you get married?
Yes.
They're so happy about the person you're with. Thank God. They're showing me
Oh my gosh, I asked that.
You did in your head. They're saying yes, yes, yes. And your brother, this is your brother, he wants me to tell you he loves you. He just showed me a rose. He does move things on you and messes with your electronics, your phone all the time.
143 every day.
Okay. I love you.
I love you.
And he's saying, don't worry about the small stuff. If you could see it from my perspective, you would have such less anxiety. Okay? Do you walk around nervous or worried, anxious?
No, I just asked that I could see people through the way they see us, and it's very difficult sometimes.
It is, right? But you've got this, and you've got very enlightened souls between her brother and your brother, helping you to shift, and you're very, very dialed in intuitively, and you're going to have 2 babies. Do you have 2 babies? Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I'm pregnant right now, and we were thinking they were twins. Like right now. I knew it. I knew it. All my energy workers told me that.
They're showing me 2, and they're doing this, and that usually means back-to-back or twins, and you're pregnant. But I'm supposed to tell you, get excited about this, right?
Duh, I know, I'm so excited. Yeah. I'm so excited.
We all are.
You should be. But I see it being smooth and easy, and it's like the hardest for you guys is behind you. This is when I read people, here's your past, present, future. This is smooth. Your brother's going to set off like the car alarm or the house alarm, and it's some alarm, and it's going to like startle you, and you're like, got it. You're just trying to get me to get out of the illusion, out of my head, present, centered. Okay? Who's Adam?
That's my husband's baby brother who's...
Passed away?
No.
He's alive?
No.
Okay.
He's making a big life change. That's why I
Okay, so they just mentioned Adam. What about him? It's a green light. It's good?
Yeah,
if
you guys can keep a secret. Okay, I can't say anything. I'm sorry, but
okay,
it's
all
very
good. Great. We don't tell anybody. Don't show me. Just leave it. Move on. Okay, so David is for you. Okay, he wants me to tell you stay where you're living. I don't know if there was a question of uprooting or moving. He's telling you to stay. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I've been thinking of,
If whether or not you should move?
Yeah.
Okay, so they get into your consciousness and they know what you're thinking and they're trying to answer you. It's delayed, but there's your answer. Okay, so let me finish out here. Is there anything else from your son? Anything else you want Mom to know? You talk to him every day. You don't need me. You know you have this ongoing dialogue. The pennies are coming from Minnie, your great-grandmother, who's your spirit guide. Okay, it's kind of like a reminder you're on the right track. Are you a therapist by any chance?
She's a chef.
You're a chef? Oh, you could therapy through cooking. That's making it fit. Yeah, okay, we're done. Congratulations on your babies. That's exciting, yeah. Hold on. Okay, so I feel like I just took a left turn. Is there any David who died by suicide? Back here, it's for you. Will you stand up, please? Will you pass that mic back? Who did we say earlier when you're like,
You said David.
Earlier and you thought maybe that was for you?
Right.
Okay, so right now I'm getting David who died by suicide, and he wants me to tell you, is he your brother?
Uncle.
Your uncle? He wants me to tell you he's sorry, he does own this fully, but he is in a good place. And do you have a husband who passed away?
No.
I don't know if this is for you. Is there any other David who passed by suicide? Over here and here. Ooh, unfortunately, there's a few. It's not. I wish I could make it fit for you. It's not. Okay, hold on. Let me get more in maybe this. I'm asking him to talk. It's not that long ago. I would say under the last 4 years. No? Yes? Okay. Is this a brother to you? David. Brother-in-law. And who is he to you? He's your son? A cousin. Hold on. Come on, Spirit. Who's a young Ray? Ray, R-A-Y. For you. Okay. And a David. And a Sarah. Okay, so Sarah. Okay. Stand up, please. So, is Sarah the one, were you the lady who raised your hand in the beginning?
Yes.
And is that a daughter? Okay. She's amazing. I'm going to tell you this. She's like what I said her son was, an earth angel. She's helping me right now. She's showing me light and bright, and she wants you to know that it's okay. You were such an amazing mom. Are you a therapist? That's where I was picking.
Occupational therapist.
You're a therapist. That's it. Down there, they were coming in, picking up where we left off and trying to say to you, you showed up and did everything above and beyond for your child. And she's now, the tables have turned and she wants to help you, and she has been helping you. She's bringing up on October now. This is a birth date, a death date, an anniversary. It's to one of these people I just mentioned.
My nephew, Raymond, passed away, and his anniversary was September 30th of his death.
That's it. So that was the Ray that just came in.
Her cousin.
That's it. They're together. That she got in and cut them off. I'm sorry. I'll come back to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so will you stand up, please? She wants you to believe, and she knows you're going through a hard time, and that this is the beginning of a new year, and that you should see it how you want it to be. She just showed me she's your guide, helping you to manifest what's next. And there's something, are you married right now? Mm-hmm. Are you guys having struggles? Why are you butting heads? You're not seeing eye to eye, and unfortunately I feel like he's stubborn, or he's just like not gonna get this. And your job isn't to change him. Your job is to change your mind about it. It's like seeing it differently. And I'm supposed to bring up Diaz and Dan. Who is that? Is your dad passed on? Mm-hmm. It's your dad, Dia. Dad is coming through right now, and with Rita, Okay, is that his mom?
No, no.
Okay.
But his mom passed when he was very, very young. It was like his mom.
So was it his grandma?
My grandma.
It was your grandma. What I'm supposed to tell you is you're not alone in what you're going through, and it's frustrating, and they agree with you. They want you to see this as an empowering time and not to look at getting older as negative. It's actually you get more enlightened and more empowered. They're talking about, Dad, did you just have to go get a new cell phone? What's the phone issue? Did you just break your phone? Why? They're showing me a phone disaster. It's not working.
No.
God forbid. We rely on our phone. You sure? Do you check your phone? Do you know who Richard is? Who's Rick? Richard? Connected to this. I'm down here. Richard, did somebody just have a phone issue? Like a major, like phone does not work, had to go get a new one? Yes? And where? And is there a Richard connected to this? No.
I have the Richard in the phone.
And the phone? What is it? Really? Who? Okay, you guys, I'm not saying it's not for you, and it could easily be, but it could also be, because I feel like I'm here. Who's Richard? Yeah. Who died? He's alive. Yeah, no, that's not it. Hold on. Come on, talk to me.
Yeah, but that's my husband. He's alive.
He's alive. Yeah, I don't channel living people. That would be weird. Can you talk in the microphone?
I had a cousin, Richard, who died.
Okay, so there's a Richard coming through, and I feel like he messed with somebody's phone. It must be down here. Okay, hold on. I got to finish with you real quick. So your dad wants you to be open to all of this, which it feels like you are. And why do I keep going back to your husband? What is going on with your husband? Is he are you guys going through something personally, or is he in a major stress period?
Personally, yeah.
So together, you two are having issues. The message is you don't have enough information yet to make a decision on what's next. You simply need to be responsible for you, focus on talking to them and deepening that connection and asking for guidance and next steps. Okay? Was your dad... Okay, hold on. Oh my God, I'm getting so many things. I'm seeing Florida. What's with going down to Florida? Did he live there?
He, part of the year.
He's telling you heaven looks like Florida, and he's making me feel like he's in his happy place, and he's trying to let you know, I'm good, don't worry about me. He's worried about you. And I don't know if worried's the right word, but were you and Dad really close? Because it's this feeling of I love you, and I have not let you down by leaving. I am physically gone, but spiritually, I'm always one call away, one prayer away. He is going to mess with your phone, I promise you. So these readings, I'm sorry when it happens, and yet I'm excited for you to get that sign. But you guys, readings are not linear, so they say things like the Nordstrom shoes, right? That sometimes, doesn't make sense in the moment, and then you go home and it makes sense. So what I want you to do is just let that be, but know that you can pray and talk to them to help you through a difficult time. However, I saw the happy birthday. This is going to be a really good year for you. Okay? Did you just get a new car?
No, but I've had a lot of car problems lately.
Your dad is showing me getting a new car, keys. And that might be you walk into this perfect situation with a new car and you can thank your dad. It's helping you with the little stuff. Okay, so I'm going to move. Hold on. Do you know who Bill? About to fall over. Who's Bill?
His nephew.
Is he alive?
Yeah.
Bill, who died? Okay, I think I'm done. Do you guys know who Bill is? Is there a Bill down here who's like pulling me in this direction? It's okay. Richard is... Hi. Who is he to you? Your husband. He's trying to come forward. He is funny. He has the best sense of humor. He's the one who messed with your phone. Can you share with us what happened to your phone when we get the microphone?
So I actually went out of town to Denver, and I just zoomed back to be able to see you tonight.
Yeah.
And my phone has not been working the entire time I was out of town.
Wow. You were in Denver?
I was in Denver. I was in Cherry Creek, Nordstrom's yesterday.
Yeah. Of course you were.
I was there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what I'm supposed to tell you is that Richard has a sense of humor. He's the one who messed with that. It's his way to use it tonight because there's not anybody else that could make those two connections. And a phone issue? It's parallel. That's awesome. I'm supposed to tell you he loves you. He just showed me throwing flowers on you. Was he sick at the end? Showing me, do not remember him as being not good looking or sick. He wants to be remembered as healthy and strong and vibrant. You were right. Whatever you shared with him about the afterlife, he gives you that. Is there a brother who passed away?
No.
There's some other guy to his side that died, I feel like before him, who's Jay. Either his name is Jay or starts like with the J.
Joan, his mother.
Okay.
Yes, right before him.
Right before him. So it's Joan. And I'm supposed to tell you that you were right. It's kind of like, did you say you're going to go be with your mom? Because he found her. He just showed me rainbows. So there's some major sign you just got with a rainbow or you're going to. Do you have any idea?
No.
Okay. And it could be Hawaii. That's my only
I
other.
like that.
Do you have any major Hawaii connection?
Not that I
Okay.
think
I think it's a rainbow. Do you know what that is?
No.
Whose mom passed away? Not Joan. Who's Dorothy?
I have an Aunt Dorothy.
Who's passed? She's up there. And then that might be, is that on your mom's side of the family? And then your maternal grandmother.
Belle.
They're all together. And what they're showing me is that you signed up to show up for Richard, your husband, and help him learn his lessons. And part of that was being on the receiving end in the end, and that you did a beautiful job taking care of him. And that you need to know that karma is going to come back to you, and they're setting you up with the right next someone. Are you in a relationship right now?
I am.
They like this guy, or they sent you this guy. Okay? And were you guys, is he a different religion? Was there, okay, what were you talking about in different beliefs with
He's
this?
a little more religious than I am.
Yeah, there's something to that. Don't let that turn you off, okay? Be open to it is what Richard is saying. Did Richard not believe in any of this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Thought I was crazy.
Right.
Yep.
He keeps showing me he's pleasantly surprised you were right, and he's going to give you that. He wants me to bring up the November. I don't know if it's a birthday or a death date. I see balloons. Balloons are my sign for birth and death. Okay. Whose connection is that? Hold on. Do we know who Jerry is?
His dad.
Okay.
His dad's Jerry.
Jerry, did he pass away?
No, he's
here.
still around.
What do we need to celebrate with Jerry? Is there a big birthday?
Well, no, he's going to be 93. But
Well,
that's all big.
They're all
Yeah.
big, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay, hold on. He just
Crazy.
said Jerry. Jerry's your dad who I was just talking to? Oh. Okay, so Jerry in spirit is the one hanging out with Richard.
Oh, good. I hope he's having fun.
Yeah. And what is the November birth or death? Your husband's birthday's November something. Is it a big birthday? What is it? 50? That's a big birthday. That's it. And Jerry's saying, tell your husband to focus on the happy stuff and celebrating, right? The good stuff. And it's a good reminder of what we talked about tonight. Okay, so Jerry's going to be all around your house messing with the electronics around his birthday. Okay, Richard wants me to tell you there's a Bill with him. I don't know who this William or Bill is. He's in this little circle. Do you have any clue?
I have no idea.
Why?
Maybe because I paid all the bills.
Why? Okay, I'm just jumping, but he just showed me the landscaping. Did you guys put a ton of money into the landscaping?
No, but I was just thinking that Mother's Day, he bought me bushes.
That's what
I just thought about it yesterday, that he bought me bushes for Mother's Day.
Yes, he is showing me that matters to him, and you better take care of those. Okay?
We're not there.
Yeah. He knows that sometimes he used humor to deflect because it was hard for him to be serious and deal, especially with death. But he's feeling eternally grateful that if he had to go through this, it was with you. And that he wants you to be happy and travel And you need to go. Were you just talking about the South Pacific? Do you know why I'm seeing Tahiti and what?
China.
China? Were you just talking about going over there? You need to go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's your answer. Your boyfriend goes. He wants you to be with this man. He wants you to travel, and he's saying go to China with him.
Can I have the day off?
Right? And I'm supposed to remind you that he's saying he sees everything, and then, great. You can't get away with anything. I have Al. Who's Al? Who's Al?
That's a friend of his. Yeah.
Why would he bring up Al?
Because that was his best friend.
Does Al have health issues right now?
I don't talk to him.
There's issues.
Know. Okay.
I'm going to leave it. Let's not go into that. Okay, so is there anything else you want her to know? You're like, don't look at me. Has your mother passed away? There's a mom who passed, and she's standing here, but she's a lot quieter. Is it one of your moms?
Her mom.
Okay, hold on.
Their mom.
So she is not related to Richard, but he's pushing her forward because she's like, I don't know what to do with this. She's showing me roses. It means I love you. Cancer. Well, I think that's probably 25 people are in this little section. She died of cancer, and she was in a car accident. Hold on, you have to give me more. You guys, they don't change it. Was she shy or quiet? Who's Judy? Okay. She had cancer. Judy, I just said, what's your name? She said Judy. She's afraid to overtake could you see her being polite and not wanting?
Yes.
I feel like she feels bad taking this from Richard, but I'm going to tell her it's okay. You good? Hold on, Judy. Okay, died of cancer. Is there anyone else who has a mom named Judy who died of cancer? You do? Okay. What is the butterfly deal? Okay, hold on. Give me more. Are we around the anniversary of her passing or her birthday?
July she died.
Hold on.
March was her birthday.
March? Come on, give me more. Is your dad there with her?
My dad is alive.
My dad's with Richard. Richard, that's it. Richard's your dad?
Yes.
Okay, stand up. So Richard, not yours, and Judy.
Right.
And they're together, and there's a major butterfly deal. Did you just have a swarm of them somewhere? Were you just commenting? Bees?
Bees, not butterflies.
A swarm. Like they were all around.
All over, yes.
Okay, that was their sense of humor. And you didn't get stung.
No.
That was nice. And I'm supposed to bring up S's and Sam, so I don't know if it is Sam or the S initial, and I think with them.
My husband's grandfather
is Sam. Okay, so hold on, tell me more. Who just hurt their knee?
My husband's knee.
Yeah, so Sam is his guide, and your husband just had a knee issue.
Yes.
He needs to get it attended to, or is he going in to the doctor about it? Or getting
he has, but he's not.
He needs to deal. Pass it on. Okay, so hold on. Let's go back to Mom, Judy. She wants me to tell you how happy this makes her that you're here right now. Happy birthday. Something just happened in August, September.
Well,
this could be a parallel for you.
I had a 30th anniversary in August.
Okay, so it was a celebration. Did you guys actually do something to a party or celebration?
A small one, yeah. My son got married. I don't know if that's...
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal. A wedding.
Uh-huh.
All I know is they were a part of these big events, and they want you to know if you included them in your thoughts and prayers, they're saying, we heard you and we were there. Your mom wants you to take care of yourself. You're so busy taking care of everyone else that you neglect you, and that's a good message, that if you're not good, you can't show up for them. And do you have 3 kids or you wanted 3 kids?
I have 3.
She's talking about you showing up and doing a beautiful job as a mom and how you take care of your children. Are your kids here with you?
1.
Oh, that's nice. And I'm supposed to talk about the watch. And I don't know what that is, but your father is talking about he collect clocks or watches?
I have a couple of their clocks.
They're showing me messing with them to the point you'd be like,
yeah.
It's bizarre. It's like they start working or stop working.
Right, exactly.
That's them. Now, do we know who Robert is, who's with Richard? So Richard is hanging out with a Robert. No clue if he's related to him or not, but does anybody know who this Bob Robert is who died? Who played, is he a husband to you? Did he play poker all the time, play cards? They're showing me a card. Did somebody bring a card deck with them tonight? I was shown that earlier, and I'm seeing it right now. Anybody have a deck of cards with them? You did? Yeah. Yeah. You took them out, but do you have them now? I don't think I put them back in. But you had them. I had them from a wedding, and I don't know why I still. Isn't that so random? Sorry, your people got cut off. However, do you have any idea who Bob or Robert is back? Okay, but you literally had a deck and you took them out.
I took it out thinking maybe I should put them back in for somebody.
That deck was supposed to be for her. Can you share with them what you just told me?
My father is Bob, and we put a deck of cards in his coffin.
And he's saying he's playing poker up there with all these other spirits. And I know her. And we know each other. Well, you're going to have to get her that deck of cards. They're in her car. So do you see how spirits give you these random ideas? You're like, this makes no sense. And here we are. Now, your dad wants me to tell you he didn't believe in this either. He sure does now. And is your mom also there? Who's the L? L like Lily.
Libby is his mother.
Libby, he's with his mother. And he wants me to tell you he's comfortable, happy, and relieved that there's an afterlife. And that he watches over. Do you have boys? Does he have sons? He's watching over boys.
He has a son and he has grandsons.
It's something about he has fun watching over them and watching them grow. I feel like I'm in your kitchen right now. Did you just redo the kitchen?
No.
You did? Okay, so we're not done. We're still with Richard.
Yes.
Your mom is the one talking about the coffee maker. I don't know if you just bought a new one.
That was my brother who bought a new coffee maker.
And you had this conversation with him?
Yes.
Tell him your mom likes the coffee maker. She like coffee?
Yes.
You know, it seems insignificant, but he's always going to think about this when he makes coffee now, that mom is sitting with me and we can connect. Right?
He will love that, yes.
It gives it a new comforting perspective. Your kitchen's beautiful, and they're telling you to enjoy it, but it's also a place for you to connect with them. When you're in the kitchen, it's like moving meditation, and you can't help but sometimes get emotional or feel your mom. Is that true? It's because she's in there with you. Do we know who Judy's standing here with Miriam or Marion? Do you know who this woman is? Do you know who that is? We're adding on. There's another spirit here. Hold on. Did one of you just get your nails done? Did you just get your nails done? Yesterday? And were you... Now, as random as this is, did you just pick that? Do you normally not do red?
I always do red.
So why are they showing me there was something about you getting your nails done? Your mom has not passed on.
No, she has.
She has. Was your mom big on always getting manicures?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Why is she going into this?
My mom did her mother's nails.
Are you? No way. And your mom passed away. That's it. So the woman I was just reading here, her deceased mother used to do, she was a manicurist?
Yes.
And she used to do Judy's nails. That's it. And she always wore red. So your mom's spirit and Judy is trying to get me over to you. Okay. Hi. So I'm supposed to tell, now, is your mom passed away? Yeah. Yes. And she was the manicurist. And that's your mom, biological mom.
My mom.
And then I have the M as MR sounding name. Miriam.
Well, my name's Michelle.
No, it's MR.
Michelle Robin.
Oh, there you It's you. It is you. And so thank you, Judy. Judy is a powerful spirit, and she is trying to say to you, your mom is a little bit softer, and maybe it's harder for her to speak up, but she's here. Now, your mom is apologizing about the timing of her passing because it happened on or around another significant event, which means it's back to back to like a holiday, a birthday.
The day after Hanukkah is when she passed away.
Okay, so it's a hard time of the year, one day after Hanukkah, so it's kind of that time of the year. You're trying to celebrate, but you're also sad. She loves you so much, and she feels good. You guys are good about the way things ended, and that she either wasn't talking at the end or she felt and heard everything around her. Is it true she was like comatose? Or
We made the decision. She was towards the end, and I made the decision to comatose her so she wouldn't have to suffer, because she was always afraid that she was going to, I can't even think, but she was afraid she was going to suffocate. And I told the doctors, just put her under so she doesn't feel that.
She's saying thank you. She's
That's
saying
been
you
my question
every day, and she's saying to you, you did the right thing, and that's what she wanted. And you know this is going to change your life because you are going to have
my biggest thing every day. My biggest, did I make the right decision for her? Every day. Anybody that knows me knows it's what I've been dealing with.
That's it. She answered this huge question that is going to lift this huge burden off of you so you feel lighter and more at peace, knowing she did not suffer. She's showing me out of her body, looking down. Her body was still functioning, but her soul was out, so she wasn't feeling anything. She found her dad. I feel like she's super close to him, and they're playing like they're young kids again. And I just saw Jack, and I don't know who Jack is. There's a Jack with her. It's somebody's father. Does anybody know? Sitting right here. Okay, let me keep going. And she's talking about shoes. I don't know if your mother loved shoes.
We all love shoes.
Okay. Who doesn't? But I don't know if you just bought a pair that you felt like were mom, or mom would love these shoes, or are there 3 girls?
Oh my gosh. I have 2 daughters and a granddaughter that was just named for her.
That's it. So you're 3 girls. And your mom is showing, did you just buy shoes for one of them?
Eliana just wore them the other day at the holidays.
Oh, is that your daughter?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Your grandmother knows. Eliana's great-grandmother knows. And what you need to know is that, is Dad also passed away?
Oh, he's sick.
Who had a brain tumor? Okay. Okay, so give me more. No, it could. Okay, so hold on. I need the Spirit. Talk to me.
He does have something on his scalp. My dad is sick, and he does have something
on his
skull.
On his skull,
now.
And
yes,
they did an MRI, and they found something.
Yes, he has cancer.
I think it's here, and I'm going to tell you that this is in God's hands, and they're showing me that there's only so much you can do, and then you surrender and trust it's His path. Okay? And she's trying to take that off of you so that you don't feel like you're failing Him in some way and you should be doing or saying more. I feel like he's terrified of death, and you're supposed to alleviate the fear and remind him that there is no such thing. He's not dying. He's just moving from one state to the next, and he'll join them. I'm supposed to bring up I saw a horse. I have no idea where to go with the horse.
Her first boyfriend, she took us to see, he had a horse.
Your mom's boyfriend?
My mom's first, years ago, when we were in California, she always said, my first boyfriend had a horse, and she took us one day to see the horse.
Has the boyfriend passed on?
Yes.
They're with the horse.
I will not tell my dad.
I think that's wise. Do you know who Joe is?
Joe is her cousin, passed away also.
Joe is her cousin?
And passed away right before her.
She's with Joe. She's with her boyfriend. She's with the horse. And they're messing with the lights in the car. And I don't know if you just had some weird light issue or the light went out.
Not in my car. I have lights in my bedroom that gets messed with all the time.
Okay, so next it's going to be the car.
Okay. I just got a new car today.
You just got a new car, and I promise you it's going to not make any sense because it's brand new. And the something with the lights, something flashing, and it's your mom. And she's trying to tell you, I'm trying to figure out how to give you signs without freaking you out or breaking things, but to really get it across that she's there with you and you're not alone. She loves you. Back there, when I said, Joe?
Oh,
Oh, I forgot. Joe is my father-in-law who passed away.
My father, your father-in-law.
That's my father. Oh,
That's
I
it.
didn't think about that.
He's there.
Yeah.
And so he's now jumping in on this, and he wants me to tell you he got dragged into this, but he is being a good sport. And
thank you.
Hold on. He's with all these women. I don't know. He has a lot of sisters and.
My dad's sister passed away a few months after he did.
He's with his sister, and then is your mom also passed on?
No, she's still with
There's
us.
a few women around him.
Always. My dad owned a bar.
Who's Rose?
Rose is my puppy.
Your puppy Rose. Okay, so Rose is saying she's so proud of you. So your dad, are you wearing her necklace? Yes. So she's saying to you, I'm there to help you. A handout means I'm your spirit guide right now. I'm helping you. You make really good choices for all the people around you. And you,
yes.
You do.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Up for discussion.
And I'm supposed to tell you, that's your purpose. It may not be a job, a career, but you show up and you're a voice of reason and you help people work through things.
Yes.
Keep being you. And your dad is really proud of who you are, not just as his daughter, but watching you as a teacher and a guide for so many.
Yes.
There's something about going to law school. Who went to law school?
I worked in a law firm for 7 years.
That's it. It's something about watching you learn and adapt and grow and evolve and hold on. I don't know who David is for you, but I just got Dave.
My brother.
David is standing there, probably because I'm standing right next to you. He's apologizing. Hold on. Can I finish, David? Hold on. Can I finish with her? Otherwise, I'm going to lose your dad. Is there anything else you want her to know? He's really excited that you're sitting here. He just needs you to keep this dialogue going, and Bubby Rose needs you to ask for more. You don't ask for enough.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't really.
Do you, by chance, have an antique vanity set or comb?
Yes, my Bubbies and my Grandma Lily's.
Yeah.
So my grandma is with my dad too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have all that.
And you have all this, and they're showing me a comb, a mirror.
Yeah. The opera gloves.
Okay, well, I'm supposed to tell you, these things hold energy, and if you put them out as a reminder, they're there. You're going to remember to call on them for more help. Someone named Al is with them. I don't know who that is, but he might be a friend, and I feel like he had lung cancer or major lung issues. Does that connect to you with Al?
No. Well, yes, that's my father.
Your dad. Okay, it really is her.
Okay. I guess it does.
Okay, so will you stand up, please? So Al is your dad, and David is your brother. And David is apologizing. He's making me feel like he either didn't get the care he needed, or was he really sick at the end?
Yes, very sick.
He's trying to say he was stubborn, or he could have maybe gotten ahead of this and prevented it and learned from his mistake. However, he's fine, and he's with Dad, Al. He's with Jean or Jeannie?
Gloria.
No.
That's my mom. She passed away.
I know. They probably are together. But I heard, do you guys know who Jean is? Jeannie? Jean. And, okay, hold on. I just saw a bed. Hold on. Did you just get a new mattress? What's with the new bed mattress?
I did.
Yeah.
Within
the last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's weird they would mention that. However, we don't know you just got a new mattress, but they want you to know that's the place they're visiting you, which usually means in your dream state. They're visiting you. Do you pray to them or talk to them as you're going to sleep? Do you think about them?
I talk to them.
They're hearing you. Okay, so whatever you're doing is working here. It's your mom coming forward. She's saying to you, did you have this party for her, a memorial, celebration of her life? Hold on. Who was cremated? So I know in Judaism, you're typically buried.
My sister.
Okay, and And was there a celebration of life? And was that for your sister? And what?
At a luncheon in Denver.
A luncheon in Denver. Is that where she was from? Wow. Hold on. And do we know any Gene for you? Jan. Is he passed away? No. Come on. Talk to me. Okay, David. Was he cremated? No. Yes? And was there some big celebration, like a big party? Yeah. Okay. And his mother, and then do you know, did you say this, Jean? Jeannie? What? I'm not feeling it. So I'm sorry he got cut off, but I want you to know that they're together. Am I good? Who's keeping track of my... Are we...
I have like so many parallel things.
Are we... Okay. It's almost 9 o'clock? Mm-hmm. Okay. I need to wrap up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm sorry. Okay, so... I was supposed to be done at 8:30, so we're at 9 o'clock. We're good. However, I want to finish this.
I had a Jerry.
Okay.
I have a butterfly tattoo. My son's bar mitzvah was September 9th.
Okay, so you're here. Totally. But it's not.
Dad, it's not him.
Okay, so let me explain what happened. So yes, you heard for sure.
Mattress delivered today. I had my toes polished today. And I own a shoe store. And the sale starts Thursday. And I'm having a shoe sale on Thursday.
Oh.
Everything you've said, and
it's totally
I
connected. Yeah.
I asked for him to come through.
Jerry, it's your dad.
Father-in-law.
Yeah. So yes, the answer is those were readings for those people, but your people are up there saying, hey, you hear this? They're working together, and there's a handful of spirits that are there all night trying to get you to hear it, and you heard it. Good work. Maybe that's why I got down to this corner. Okay, so I'm asking, talk Jerry. Okay, so Jerry is a little shy, but your mother-in-law is the one you just cremated? Yeah. And David is... He's coming through so strong right now, and he's jumping up and down saying, you better not walk out of here without hearing from me. He's saying to you, he loves you so much, and he messes with your ears, which means either ringing in your ears, yeah?
I keep thinking I'm losing hearing in one side.
It's that crazy. He's saying, I'm trying, it's an air pressure change, but I'm also trying to get you to listen to me. He is so sorry he left you, and he's saying to you, don't feel like I'm going to abandon. Do you have 2 kids?
No, one.
One. The 2 of you. And so what he's trying to say is, David is saying, I'm watching over you and is it a son?
Yeah, I did a small reading with you, and that's exactly what he said. And
there you go.
3 years ago, you told me watch his mouth, my son's mouth.
Yeah.
And I just ignored it. I kept saying braces. You kept saying that's not what it is. He'll be okay, but watch his mouth. And the night that his grandmother died, 4 hours later, I woke up, and my son, I said, what's wrong with your mouth? What's wrong with your mouth? And he said, I don't know, it's so dry. And I took him to the doctor, and then we went to the hospital, and he was just diagnosed as a type 1 juvenile diabetic at 18.
Oh, my God.
And I forgot about this, Rebecca, and then I woke up, and we were in the hospital like a day later, and I said, oh, my God, that's the mouth. And David said, you said you might not know now, and 3 years later, that's what got me to take him.
Amazing.
And they said, thank God, Mom, because usually they come in comas. You got him early.
Wow.
It was because of the mouth.
Oh, that's incredible. I'm so proud of you for following the guidance, remembering that. David is co-parenting with you, and what he's showing me is you're not in this alone. So from the other side, he's always going to drop you those intuitive hits so you know how to do this. He's talking about you building a house. I don't know if you just talked about...
We built a house together.
It's something that brought you joy. Are you still in that house?
I just sold it 2 years ago, but we built it together.
It brought you joy, and he wants you to continue being here and knowing you're not going to have cancer, and I don't know where that... Did he have cancer?
He did.
It's not your path. It's something about, that was mine, not yours. He just showed me how much he loved you. And he's showing me did he look like a celebrity?
Oh, he was very good looking.
Yeah,
But I mean, I don't know what celebrity.
Okay, and then random, but I was flipping through last night on TV and I saw Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David. Does that mean anything to Jerry?
We watched it. I watched it with my husband last night.
Yeah, I watched it too. The marathon. Okay, I think I'm shifting.
So many parallels.
Will you take the microphone? So just see that as bits and pieces of Dad getting your attention, right? And I think I'm going to conclude here with Jerry, but Jerry talked to her. He has a good sense of humor, and he's showing me the Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I don't know what one you watched, but there was something in that Dad, there's a message in that. Did you see the Pinkberry?
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been.
Think about what it is, because
Well, my husband hated the show, and last night I said to him, "It's coming back on. I'm so excited. Let's watch it together." And that was his dad. And he plays poker.
But yeah. We're not going back through the night. But it's his dad. You can so Jerry's your father-in-law. You can thank him for getting your husband to open his mind and watch the show with you.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
He likes your new mattress. Oh God, I hope
it's not mine. I accepted delivery for a client today.
Then he was with you today, and he's bringing that up to get me down here. Now, your grandmother off your mom's side, I think she might be, is she passed on?
She is, and I'm wearing her ring.
She's the one who's helping you, guiding you. She's reminding you, okay, so you are on your path. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Don't sell your business. Keep it going. Do you have her handbag? Why is she showing me the bag?
My girlfriend's got me a bag for my birthday.
That's it. That was from your grandmother. Your grandmother inspired.
It's from my girlfriend.
You guys, how cool is that? You showed up as the messenger for her grandmother, right? When did you get that? Recently?
July.
Yep. So you'll look at it with a new appreciation that Spirit works through our close friends as messengers. Don't second guess your intuition. And do you have 2 kids?
Yes.
Something about you show up. Is it a boy and a girl?
Yes.
Something about how you are doing a beautiful job. And this is her trying to say, keep being you. And do you know who Lily?
My niece is named after my grandma Lois. Her middle name is Lily.
Okay, and Lois is the one that with the other grandma?
That's Helen.
Grandma Lois is up there.
I was very close with
and
both.
Does anybody know who Bob or Robert is before I conclude this? Because he will not get out of my head. Bob Robert, and I feel like he's somebody's dad. He's your dad? Okay, that is way too vague, Bob Robert. You need something else here.
My dad is Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
My brother is Rob, and Rob just had a little girl who's named after my dad.
But Robert's alive.
Robert's alive.
That's not it. Okay, so is there anything else I can say here? James? Jamie? You're Jamie. Jamie, there's somebody named Robert. Ask, find out. No, I'm certain it's for you.
I don't know. My mom is
it's here.
Their mom.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know. Mom, do you know Robert? My mom's sitting next to her friend whose husband's Robert.
Oh, yeah.
He's alive.
Will you raise your hand? Her mom, raise your hand. Is that you guys right there? And then, thank you. And Robert is who? And he died. Well, hello. That's exactly what it is. You are her mother.
No, that's my mom.
You are. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so, and then Robert.
Robert is ours.
Are you sure, though, there's no Robert for you? Okay, hold on. Robert, do you have his ties? Do you still have the tie? Do you have those bow ties still? Did somebody bring a tie of Robert's or a bow tie? Bob? No? He was known for them. Okay. there is something to that where you associate the bow ties with Bob. Okay. What do you want? And your mom passed away? And do you know who Helen is? Helen?
That's my grandma. My grandma.
That's your mom. Helen, so that's what's happening. Helen, your grandma, your mother, is directly saying to you, hello. She's hanging out with Bob, okay? And Helen wants me to tell you that she hears you every day. Think about her. Do you know why I'm seeing strudel? Who made strudel? Your grandma. Was that her mom? They're up there together making strudel. So picture them. I literally see them. My grandma used to make it. I see them doing it. And she made it often, and that reminds you of her. And your mom, did you do the holidays? Did you have everyone over? They love that you're being the matriarch and you're carrying the traditions forward. So you guys, they do see what we do, but it comes down to quality time spent with the ones we love, bringing family together, creating memories, right? And that draws spirits to us. So keep showing up and doing those things. Your husband's living, correct? He's not going to die of a heart attack. Are you worried about this? No. Did somebody just have this conversation about the heart?
No. My father-in-law, Jerry, died of a heart attack.
That's it. So I'm supposed to tell you that your dad is not going to leave, and it's kind of maybe a subconscious concern or fear, if not conscious, but your dad's fine. Do ladybugs mean anything to you?
I like ladybugs.
No, you're making a fit.
Butterflies.
Butterflies. Did you just have one like today?
Well, I have a butterfly tattoo.
Did you get it in honor of someone?
No. But I've always had a thing for butterflies.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Wow. No, I'm seeing red. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to conclude this portion of this, and I'm really sorry we went over to who's running this, but I'm sure you guys aren't sorry, and I'm glad that we could make some of those connections. What I'm going to share with you is just one thing. I told you in the beginning, I'll say it again, you don't need me to do this. It's nice to have someone outside of you, objective, who doesn't know you, validate. It deepens that authentic faith. But really, I hope what this did was inspire you to put it to the test. When you walk out of here, ask them, show me signs, come into my dreams, okay? Let go and see what happens. I'll be at the Berman Center tomorrow night doing 2+ hours of this. I'm not sure if there's tickets left, but if you feel compelled to be there, I'm sure somehow you'll get there. Is anybody going to be there tomorrow night who's here tonight? Awesome. All right, well, I'll see you there. I'm going to be signing books, so I hope you join me after this. Thank you. It's great to work with you.
Hi, I'm Siri Rowland, and Linda Shear is here somewhere. We are the co-vice presidents of programming for Temple Israel. We're thrilled that you could join us for Sisterhood's 75th birthday celebration. Rebecca, we are so grateful to have you here with us tonight. Your presence is truly a present to us. We would like to present you with a copy of Sisterhood's cookbook, the name, which is called In the Fruit of Her Hands, and as you heard previously, The Fruit of Our Hands is also the name of the future children's greenhouse that Sisterhood is funding at Temple Israel. In appreciation for your participation in our 75th birthday celebration, a generous donation has been made to the Oakland Rochester Macomb, Michigan Out of Darkness Walk, benefiting the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And of course, we also want you to have one of our goodie bags. Thank you. And Wendy Kohlenberg is now going to escort you to Herman Hall, where she's going to be signing books, but please don't leave. We have a raffle, and we would like to, we have the firm of Shear, Rowland, and Schiffer, under the guidance of other people, have selected 5 lucky winners. They are Debbie McLaughlin, Marlis Schiffman, Yes, I'm sorry. Andy Sklar, Lisa Fenberg, and Rana Heller. The night is just begun. Please join us in Herman Hall to celebrate Sisterhood's 75th birthday and have your book signed, Rebecca Rosen. Thank you for being here to help us celebrate.